Early in the morning,
What's going on, people? It's your boy Cam, Topical Juice, and I'm back with the second video of the goddamn day. Now, as you can see from the title, I'm going to be looking at this absolute ridiculous narrative that's about to form, which is Piers Morgan for Prime Minister. I'm going to get straight into this because this video right here, stay tuned for this. Watch this video all the way through because no other YouTuber is going to analyze this the way I'm going to analyze it, yeah? This is where the TJ psychological skills come in here. So, without further ado, hit the bell to be notified, join the community, get the boy to 20,000, smash the like button, hit the bell to be notified because we're dropping videos all over the gaff, you understand? So first things first, yeah, just to give you a bit of context, yesterday morning Piers Morgan was trending on Twitter just a little bit. I was going to do this video yesterday, but I opted against it. And I'm going to do it today, and I'm glad I waited. So just to give you a bit of context, the Daily Star, which is an absolute trash tabloid paper, they ran a story with the title PM for PM, which is Piers Morgan for Prime Minister. Absolute joke thing. Now, I don't know if any of my subscribers reads the Daily Star. If you do, don't feel offended. If you do, read it with chest. Embrace the fact you read it. It is pure and utter trash newspaper. But we move, innit? So, the front page read, as TV's gobbiest presenter skewers another political pygmy, normally sane people are asking the same question. PM for PM? Normally sane people? Who? Who is asking for this, cuz? Anyway, the front page reads, Telly Motormouth Piers Morgan is being urged to go into politics like his ex-bestie Donald Trump. Urged by who? The call comes following a series of interviews in which he skewered our lightweight politicians. It's not a bad call, but would his ego fit through the number 10 doors? Who wrote this? I could Google who wrote this, but this is pathetic. No one's asking for this, by the way. No one's asking for this. No one asked for Piers Morgan to become Prime Minister. No one. I want you to observe a few things. I want you to observe how narratives are formed. I want you to observe the power of the media, and I want you to observe how agendas are formed as well. Actually, you can make that too. Narratives and agendas, and how powerful the media is basically in fueling ideas, fueling narratives, fueling these weird agendas. Do you understand? No one called for PM to be PM. But some bright spark here in the newspaper, in the editors section, whatever, thought that this story here would be good to run. Let's look at the criteria for PM. So the Daily Star are suggesting that because Piers Morgan, a journalist who presents on a TV program with that woman, I can't remember her name, because he is loud, doesn't let people talk, interrupts people, and basically slates politicians on his show, which I would do. Fam, if a politician was sat right next to me right now, I would grill him until he ain't got no comeback. Do you understand? Yeah, I would grill him until he's flustered like, do you understand? So I would do that. Criteria number one. This newspaper is suggesting that just because Piers Morgan grills politicians on his program, with whatever means necessary, with his aggressive presenting tactics, yeah, very aggressive journalist tactics, yeah, that is enough to be a prime minister, basically. Now, let's read between the lines here. Seriously, this isn't a joke. Sometimes you can read newspaper stories like this and think this has got to be a joke, innit? Like, it's a joke. It's a laugh. Like newspapers having a laugh. This is not a joke. You would not put something on the front page of your newspaper as a joke. Read between the lines here. This narrative will start to form now. I'm telling you now, this narrative and this agenda will start to form. This idea of PM becoming PM will start taking a life of its own. I fear, yeah, where we want to be like America too much. Only in America, yeah, a country so powerful, can celebrities run it. Donald Trump, he was on The Apprentice. All that stuff. He is a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no president. He ain't. I mean, yeah, I'm not talking about all the flipping policies he's done. I don't care about what he's achieved in the last 4 years or what he hasn't achieved. I don't care. He ain't no president. He's a flipping celebrity. Right? Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was the governor of California. Arnie! Get to the chopper! Arnie! A whole Arnie! Daoud! You know the ones there. A whole army is flipping governor of California. Ronald Reagan, whatever he is. I think it was Ronald Reagan or Nixon. Was it Nixon or Reagan? One of them was an actor, or both of them. I can't remember. These are actors. Only in America can celebrities actually run the country. I fear that the UK are really trying to become like Trump. Yeah, they even made reference to Trump in the article, like his ex-bestie Trump. First things first, yeah, we do not want no damn stupid loudmouth celebrity as a prime minister. Who the hell does he represent? I mean, true say, yeah, at least he ain't no clown from Eton College, from no rich background. I don't know if he's rich actually. I think he was born in Surrey, and I think he was educated in South London or something like that. So I don't know if he's rich. Surrey's quite rich actually. I don't know if he was rich, but Surrey's rich. So who knows if he was actually rich? But either way, I don't think he went to Eton College and all that. So he's a bit more relatable, to be fair, which is nice. He's a bit more relatable than no flipping politician that thingy. But read between the lines here. Look at the criteria for becoming prime minister. You should have to be a loudmouth bigot, basically. So let's look at our current prime minister. Let's look at the criteria for him. The same prime minister that's now exceeded 100,000 deaths and failed miserably in office is the same person that calls black people pickaninnies with watermelon smiles. Is the same person that calls what do you call gay people? I think he called gay people something else. Is the same person to call women wearing hijabs letterboxes. This is our current prime minister. So as far as the criteria goes for being a prime minister, which is be white, usually a male, because we've only had 2 female prime ministers in this world. You have to be white, you have to be fucking racist, and you have to be ignorant. So as far as the criteria for prime minister goes, yeah, Piers Morgan is pretty decent, to be fair. Because let's look at the controversies that he's done. Yeah, back in the 90s, that guy got fired from his journalist position because he was promoting fake news. The story they ran was about British soldiers torturing prisoners of war in Iraq. They plastered it on the front page. It turned out it was fake. He ended up getting fired, losing his job. It was a big controversy. Yeah. What else has he done? He was asking Dizzy Rascal about Black Lives Matter. I can't remember what the context was, and Dizzy was like, why are you talking to... Oh no, he asked him what his opinion was on Black Lives Matter, out the blue, unprovoked. And he was like, why are you asking me? You know, we weren't even talking about Black Lives Matter, I don't think. Anyway, I think that's how it went. And he went, well, because you're black. What, so all black people are just meant to be on board with Black Lives Matter and get what it means? And fam, this is the type of ignorance that we have in office anyway. So maybe Piers Morgan for Prime Minister would be a good job. I want you to observe here how this agenda is going to form. Because today, I saw something so crazy. North Wales Live Twitter said the bookies are treating it almost seriously. Piers Morgan for PM. Because the Daily Post put why Piers Morgan could be future UK Prime Minister, at least according to the bookies. Did I not just say this? I didn't even deep this until just now, but I said this. Like, look at the tweet's caption. The bookies are treating it almost seriously. Because it sounds like a joke, innit? It sounds like a bit like a joke. Like Piers Morgan for PM, it's a joke thing. But why is there an agenda forming now around it? Did that just really be perceptive over the coming weeks, over the coming months, over the coming years? You're gonna start seeing that agenda forming. Trust me. It might not ever happen. I don't think it will ever happen, but you'll start seeing it forming, and you'll start, because now I'm now seeing people on Twitter like, yeah, Piers Morgan should be running for Prime Minister. He would hold certain people accountable and hold what you think? Because a man can sit in front of a screen, which he basically dominates the show anyway. He can sit on his own show with his co-presenter and grill UK politicians. You think that is enough for a man to be able to run a country? Do you not see how dumb some people in this country actually are? And this is actually a joke. I'm getting worked up, but this has to remain a joke. PM for PM is a shambles. But then again, to conclude, our current Prime Minister is an absolute joke. He's racist, he's ignorant, and he's a bigot, and he's failed completely with the pandemic. His legacy will be defined. Unfortunately for him, his legacy will be defined. I did history, you understand? I literally look back at people like him. His legacy will be defined by things like this. But in 100 years, when they're looking at textbooks, when they're probably teaching some more bullshit in textbooks in schools, they will look back to 2020 and they will look back at who was running the world at the time, yeah? And he will just be a picture. He will just be a picture in a textbook. He'll be long gone, and his legacy will be defined by the failures. And looking at the criteria for being Prime Minister, Piers Morgan would actually fit that. All those negative criterias, he would fit that perfectly. I really want you to pay attention to this narrative and just how narratives form ultimately, because the media, one little story like that, you've got the bookies taking odds now, and you're thinking, huh? And now you've got people on Twitter who would never in a million years have put PM for PM, and now saying, yeah, like that's actually that's a fair point, yeah, PM, yeah. And you're thinking, huh? And that's how narratives form. That's how agendas form, and over years, that's how they snowball. It's a joke. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe. What do you think? Would Piers Morgan make a good Prime Minister? Rhetorical question. He wouldn't. Actually, he might, but he wouldn't. Peace.